Alright, today I'm going to show you how to make soy milk. Basically, you're going to take what is a bag of beans and turn it into something like this. And it's so easy, I had never had any idea. I've been using this machine here for a little while and want to make sure I actually mastered it before I made this video to show you how easy and actually really inexpensive it is and actually better for your health. And that's the whole point of this video, so get ready to figure out how to do this and learn how to do it. Now the first thing that you need are soybeans. These are non-GMO. I wish I had bought organic, but this is new for me, okay? So you end up, the way this thing works is you take a half a cup of these beans, and it looks like Kix or something like that, some old kind of cereal. I don't know, maybe some pet food. That's what they look like. They're all dehydrated, you see? And you end up taking a half, or at least this machine works with half a cup. You get a half a cup of soybeans. Okay, and actually I've found from making this a few times, I actually want to use a little bit more than half a cup because the milk turns out a little too watery, so I do a little bit more than half a cup. And I take the beans, and you need to soak them because they're dry. They're completely dehydrated, as you can see. They're like pellets. They're hard. So you need to soak them overnight, at least 6 to 8 hours, I believe, or overnight. You can see these are already done. And I filled this entire thing with water, and those beans, which were really small, have expanded, pretty dramatically, and they're soft now. They've got water in them, and this is a glass container with a little of a plastic lid, but it's a glass container. I always recommend using glass. If we put our milk in the glass, there's an empty one we're going to put milk into, and with this, also, what kind of water do you want to use? That's really important. I would not recommend using tap water. I know this is not the most environmentally friendly way to do it, but distilled water. You either want to use there's my knee, sorry about that. You either want to use distilled water or reverse osmosis, and you want to make sure that it's been done properly, maintained properly, but this is the easiest way to do it. Distilled water and in the beans and overnight, and now I'm ready, since they're already soaked, I'm ready to show you how the machine works. You can see this specific machine, it's two parts. This is the part that does the work, the motor and everything. Stainless steel interior. And then this drops down on here, and then the plug goes in here. You want to make sure everything is totally clean. I always rinse it out again before I actually start putting the beans in and using it. Also, before you put the beans in, I don't know what you want to do with this water, but I can't measure it. Well, actually, we don't even need to measure it because the machine we have, it only goes to a full level. I drain it out. Okay, I just want to drain out whatever was in here from the beans. I don't know, in case there was any contaminants or whatever. I guess it'll drain out with that water, and it won't get mixed into your milk, because anything that goes in there is going to be in the final product of your milk. So once they've just, whoops, I lost one. I'll have to pick that up. Once you drain them out, then you just stick them right into here. And then there's a line on the side. Can you see that? Let's see. There we go. You want to, on this machine, you fill the water level up right between those lines, right in between them, and then you're pretty much set and ready to go. So just make sure you have enough water, and again, clean water. I'd highly recommend organic beans, which these are non-GMO, organic beans and clean water. And once you've got that water set, again, clean this. I'm going to clean this real quick, and then I'll put the lid on and plug it in. Okay, it goes on right like that, and then the plug goes in down here. Once you got it plugged in, it turns on, and then you just push, on this one, you just push soak beans. And it does all the work for you at this point. You just sit and wait, and you'll hear a bunch of sounds. It takes, I don't know how long, 30 minutes or so. And then by the time it's done, it's really hot. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to have to strain out the slush or whatever is in there to separate it from the actual milk you're going to drink. Here's some weird sounds in there. And you will hear some weird sounds while it's going. And while the machine is working, I'm going to set up some more beans for soaking. Do that right now. So here's my half cup. And I want to do a little bit more, just a little bit more than that. This might be a little too much. Maybe not do quite all of them, just put this back. Fill it with water. Let these guys soak. Kind of give them a little shake and set it aside. Now while this is cooking, you can't feel it, but this is starting to get really hot. Don't make sure nothing's touching the sides of this while it's cooking. Whoa, it's really hot, and this final product is going to be super hot. Can you see the steam rising? I can feel it. Like, I don't know if you can see it on my hand. There's definitely steam rising now. It is really, really hot. Oh my gosh, it's super hot. Yeah, definitely don't let anything touch this machine. Yeah, I can see a little condensation right on there. Right there, that's from the steam coming out of here. Yeah, there's definitely some steam all rising out of this area. Alright, and this is how you tell when it's done. It just beeps like that. And I guess the only way to turn it off is to unplug it. Then when you're ready to take this apart, you see it's hot in there. And we have a glass bottle, so we can pour it into the glass bottle now, and I'll let it cool off in the glass bottle before I put it in the refrigerator. But don't forget, you got to strain it first. Actually, let's show you how to strain it right now. Also, while it's hot, this is the best time to clean this off while things are warm. Come off more easily that way. For straining, we use the same strainer in this container. I think it came with the unit, I believe. I don't know, I didn't open the original package, but I think it did, to make sure they're nice and clean. And then take what's in here and carefully pour. Whoa, had an issue right there. That's why you got to be careful. Carefully pour. Definitely don't want to spill any. Make sure that's centered in there. Yes. And you'll have this like sludge build up that won't go down in there. You want all the liquid to go in. The liquid is your good milk, which is what you want. And the sludge is what you don't want. After a while, all of us is going to be sludge here at the end. And let it strain through. And while that's doing straining, make sure your water bottle is clean, so you can get it to pour into the water bottle, or to the bottle for milk. Alright, so cleaning out this bottle, and we should be ready now to pour the milk into the bottle with a funnel. You got to use a funnel, and remember, this is a glass bottle. Just be careful with it. Alright, here's the sludge. Just so you can see what it looks like. It just goes down the sink, no problem. Oh, it's going to fog my camera up. That's steam, the heat is so great. Alright, then the milk, the final product that you have, goes into the strainer, or not strainer, funnel, and just straight into the bottle. And again, I let this stuff cool off. This stuff is so hot. Look at all the steam coming off of there. It's so hot. You don't want to put this right into the refrigerator. It's going to jack up your electricity bill. and ruin some of the food in your refrigerator too, is my guess. Finish with that. Clean everything out. Make sure the top is clean. And then that's it. There's your milk. That's it. Let it cool off into the refrigerator and cool down until it's, about what you'd expect with temperature, and you're good to go. Enjoy. Look at that sludge. Clean up time.